hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to today. You are worthy. Oh, I just had a light off. Where did I put that lighter? I was going to light some sage and... Oh, it's right here. Hi. Hello, everyone. Let me know who is here. Let me know who's tuning in. And I'm just lighting some sage, clearing the air. Although you're not physically with me, I send you healing. I send you love. I send you light. And I send you just so much blessings. Just receive this sage, receive this healing, letting go of anything that you are feeling that's not serving you. Setting the intention to fall deep into your own sense of self, your own sense of self-love and empowerment. Falling deeper in love with yourself in every moment and every day. Just welcome to today, everyone. Just gonna let that burn. Actually, give me 1 minute, guys. I'm gonna get a little bowl. All right, I am back. Welcome to today. Welcome to your worthiness. You are so worthy. I want you to put it in the chat. If you are tuning in, let me know that you are tuning in live. If you're watching the replay later, put replay so I know who is watching and who's listening. And welcome, everyone. So today we're going to be talking about self-worth. All about self-worth and what it means to have self-worth. What does it mean to truly be worthy? What does it mean to be in our highest value? What does it mean to be in our highest worth? And you know, this topic is it's so important. It's so important to talk about this as women, because how many of you guys, please put it in the chat, be open, be honest. How many of you guys have really struggled with your self-worth in your life? Maybe you're struggling with your self-worth right now. Maybe you struggled with your self-worth in the past. Maybe you struggle with your self-worth, here and there. Maybe it comes in waves. And so today we're going to be talking about what it means to truly be worthy and what it means to feel self-worth and self-value within ourselves, to then anchor that outside of us. So if you're ready to tap into your own self-worth, then let's get started. Let's get started to tap into your best, most aligned self. So let me know in the chat who's tuning in. And just put in the chat, I am worthy and I know it. I am worthy and I know it. I am worthy and I know it. And I'm going to ask you to just close down your beautiful eyes and just place your hands on your heart with me and just repeat the affirmation. I am worthy and I know it. I am worthy and I know it. I am worthy and I know it. And really feel into this sense of self-worth. Feel into this feeling of worthiness. And just ask yourself, what does it mean to feel worthy? What does worthiness feel like to me? And then ask yourself, what am I worth? What am I worth? And take a deep breath into your nose. And take a deep breath out through your mouth. And just setting yourself into the tone of this workshop. Feeling held, feeling loved, feeling honored in this moment. Feeling worthy. And knowing your worth. Allowing your worth to shine through without any shame, any guilt. really coming into the vibration of being worthy, feeling worthy, and knowing your worth. And take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, feeling worthy. And just repeating one more time. I am worthy and I know it. I am worthy and I know it. Putting it in the chat. I am worthy and I know it. And whenever you're ready, opening up your eyes, taking a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And you are worthy and you know it. You don't believe it. You don't only feel it. You know it. It's a higher knowing. It's a higher awakening of your own knowing. So if you're ready to tap into your worthiness, I'm going to ask you to grab a piece of paper and grab a pen. I'm going to have us do a little bit of journaling today, a little bit of writing for our workshop, and our workshop won't be that long. So if you don't know who I am Genna Rose Giannetti. I am a women empowerment, I am a love coach and a spiritual coach focused on empowering women to the greatest alignment, to the greatest healing, helping to heal trauma, helping to heal all of the broken pieces, to recognize that you are a masterpiece, to help you to recognize your worth, your confidence, your bravery, help you to heal this pain, this trauma, this little voice inside your head that says you're not worthy. I'm here to rewire that inside you and remind you that you are worthy. You are worthy. And so if you're ready, the time is now that we stop allowing others to determine our worth, and instead we determine our own worth. So that's what today is about. It's about you finally determining your own worth. So with that being said, if you are watching or you're watching the replay, again, put it in the comments. And I want you to just answer the question for me. Give me 1 minute, guys. Okay, anyway, sorry guys. I got scared. Hold on, give me 1 minute. I just want to make sure that this is being posted in the live because I don't see anyone on. So if you're on, just say hello. I want to make sure that we are going live right now. Okay, we're live. We're good. I got a little scared because I didn't see anyone on, but we are live, so good. That looks like there's a little bit of a delay, though. There was a little bit of a delay, but that's okay. So anyways, so if you're watching this replay, I want you to just define for me, what does worthiness mean to you? And you can put that in the chat, whether you're doing the live right now or you're watching the replay. If you're doing the replay, put replay and then put your answer. So what does self-worth mean to you? What does that mean? What does it mean to be worthy? What does it mean to have self-worth? And if you are taking notes, I'm going to ask you to write this down. What does it mean to have self-worth? And put it in the chat, write it down. What does it truly mean to have self-worth? And I'll give you just 1 minute to just ponder that, to write that down. What does it mean to have self-worth? And I'm actually going to play some music in the background to help to empower our self-worth.
I suck at the handpan.
What does it mean to have self-worth? And just notice that self-worth is not defined by anyone else. You get to define your own sense of self-worth. Only you can define what self-worth means to you. Because your self-worth definition is going to be different than someone else's self-worth definition. So what does self-worth mean to you? So for me, self-worth means the amount that I am asking someone to pay for me. And it may sound crazy, but it's the amount that I am asking for someone to pay for me. And this isn't being paid through money, but it might be paid through respect, paid through love, paid through dates. How much am I worthy? And how much am I going to price myself at that someone has to pay for my time, for my space? So what does self-worth mean to you? Put it in the chat. So first off, you decide your worth. No one decides that for you. There's a different price for everything. If we want lotion, we could go to the dollar store and we could pay $1 for lotion. Or we can go and we can pay $100 for lotion at Macy's. You determine your self-worth. You determine how much you are worth. No one can decide that for you. An example of this is if you were to own a restaurant, you don't allow the customers to come in and say, hey, I want the eggplant parmesan and I'm willing to pay $2 for it. No, as a business owner, as a restaurant, you have the price of the eggplant parmesan. And that's what they have to pay. You define your worth. But the other person gets to decide if they're willing to pay that amount. So if someone comes into your restaurant, oh, sorry guys, give me 1 minute. Zen, drop it. No, let go of that buddy. I'm sorry guys. Zen, let go of that buddy. I need you to let go of that buddy. Zen, why? Oh goodness, guys, I'm so sorry. My cat is a predator. My cat is a real predator. He's outside and he just caught a bunny, and that's a discussion for another time. He doesn't feel like this bunny is worthy. That kind of parallels with what we're talking about. And so anyway, so you determine your worth. You determine your value. But someone gets to decide if they are willing to pay that price for your time, for your space, for your love, for your commitment. And you don't lower your price. A restaurant doesn't lower their price just because someone wants it for $2. So don't lower your price because someone doesn't want to pay your worth. The right person will always pay your price. If someone really wants eggplant parmesan and you're known for your restaurant to have the best eggplant parmesan, then someone will come and pay $100 for your eggplant parmesan. The right person will always pay your price if they really want you. So there are 4 components that define your self-esteem, that define your self-worth. And this is 1, self-confidence. How confident are you? Your identity, how you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself. 3, your feeling of belonging. How much do you belong? How much are you willing to put up with, and how much are you not willing to put up with? And your feeling of competence. How competent are you? If you are a restaurant and you have eggplant parmesan on the menu and you don't think your eggplant parmesan is that good, you might say your eggplant parmesan is $10. But if you're like, this is the best eggplant parmesan, then you gotta price that eggplant parmesan for $34 a plate for just one little eggplant. So your self-confidence, your identity, your feelings of belonging, and your feelings of competence is what determines your sense of self-worth. Your self-esteem and your self-respect equal your self-worth. Self-esteem plus self-respect equals self-worth. So your self-worth is your opinion that you have about yourself and your values that you place on yourself. And an example of your self-worth is your belief that you are a good person who deserves good things, or your belief that you are a bad person that deserves bad things. And we're all human. We all have these little negative thoughts inside our head, this little voice inside our head. I've actually named that voice. Her name's Gloria. And I tell Gloria all the time that she needs to be quiet. And I have to quiet her down sometime. Because sometimes she's not very kind. Sometimes the voice inside my head's not very kind. You know, and an example is I fell into a moment of feeling unworthy today. I did. It's normal. You know, I'm navigating this relationship and we had gotten into a disagreement and I didn't like how he was treating me. And for just a moment, for just a second, I thought to myself, maybe I deserve this. Maybe there's something wrong with me. And I quickly had to stop that Gloria, that voice inside my head, and tell myself, no, I don't. Because wanna know what? My past doesn't determine who I am today. And this voice inside my head that says that I deserved how I was treated today was my beliefs of who I used to be 10 years from now, 15 years from now. And that person doesn't define me. So your self-worth is mostly determined on your own self-evaluation abilities and your own performance of yourself. So the reason that your self-worth is so important is because it affects your mental health. It affects your well-being. It affects absolutely everything in your life. Your financial status, your relationships, your health is all an indicator of your self-worth. And let me clarify, the amount that you get paid, your health, is not a determination of your self-worth. It doesn't determine your self-worth, but it's an indicator. And an example of this is if you're getting a new job, you get to decide what you are worth. You get to decide how much you need to be paid for your time. And that job gets to decide if they want to pay you that or not. But you don't start a job and just agree to that amount of money for no reason. You have a life, you have a home, you have a car, you have bills. And you have to decide how much money you need, what your worth is for your lifestyle, for the amount of effort that you are putting onto yourself. I charge $3,000 for my 3-month coaching program, $2,997. That's how much I charge. And one person might look at that and say, whoa, I can never afford that. That's way too much money. But someone that is willing to really know their own sense of self-worth and want to do the work to improve themselves, to become better, to find that love. And they say, well, you know what? My self-love is worth $1 million. I will easily pay that $3,000. You get to define how much you are worth. And the right people will always pay your price, your worth. But I don't go around lowering my price just because someone can't pay it. I will do payment plans, I will work with people, but me lowering my price is me lowering my own worth because I know how much I'm worth. I know how amazing my coaching sessions are. If there's anyone on this chat who is a current or past client of mine, they will know that they get results with me, that my coaching is goal-oriented. I know my worth, and I'm not willing to lower my worth. Someone has to rise up to you. Someone has to rise up to me. And my vow is that when someone pays my worth, I will give them that much value back. I will give them the results. I will empower them to find the love, to find the self-confidence, to find the bravery. Right? I promise results or money back guarantee. I say, I'm so worthy, I'm so confident in my abilities that when you pay $3,000 to me, I'm going to give you results. And if you don't get the results, then it's money back guarantee. Because I'm so confident in my coaching that I say money back guarantee. And that's kind of how we need to be in the world, is we have to put our value out there and allow people to come to us if they're going to pay it or not. Or money back guarantee. Try out a relationship with me. I will be the best lover that you ever had. And if I'm not the best lover that you ever had, then I will give back everything that you gave to me. So know your value, know your worth, and don't compromise yourself. Comes back to self-confidence and high self-esteem. So there's a couple ways to value yourself, and I'm gonna go through these. These are some tools that you can use if you're looking for tools. Write this down, and then I'm going to have you guys do another writing assignment that will really anchor in this idea of self-worth and this idea of self-value. So the very first step in gaining self-worth is stop comparing yourself to others. Stop comparing yourself to others. We all do it. It's natural to compare ourselves to others and think that you're not doing enough or that you're lacking something in your life or some aspect. But comparing yourself to others is going to continue to impact your sense of value and your mental health. It's not good for you. It does not matter what other people are doing or what they think of you, what they have accomplished. Your personal self-value is far more important to nurture and maintain. Although it's easier said than done, and I know that. But when you stop comparing yourself to others, you can begin to focus on your own unique path, your goals, and what you personally value in your life. Again, as a coach, I don't look to see what other coaches are paying or what other coaches are charging. I don't do that because I know what I'm worth. I know what I'm worth. And if I compared myself to others and I thought, oh, that person's only charging $50 a session and I charge $250 a session, or that person charges $1,000 a session and I'm only charging $250 a session, that's only going to make me feel bad about myself. If I look at someone who is charging less than I do, then I start thinking, like, who am I to be charging so much more? And then it limits myself, right? But if I, if I look at someone who's paying more, that charges $1,000 a session, I don't charge $1,000 a session, then that's going to make me feel less about myself. So don't compare yourself to others. So put in the chat, I let go of comparing myself to others. I let go of comparing myself to others. Number 2, set boundaries. Ooh, it's a scary word. Boundaries. And guys, this is something I struggled with for a long time. Setting boundaries. Your self-value and the boundaries you set for yourself go hand in hand. And setting personal boundaries for yourself means that you get to define how you would like to be treated by others. They allow you to protect yourself from being taken advantage of or mistreated. And having a strong sense of self-value combined with secure boundaries shows that you have respect for yourself and you expect that same respect from others. And I know that sometimes setting boundaries can be so uncomfortable. Trust me, guys, I I grew up with nothing but enmeshment. I didn't know boundaries. I'm still working on boundaries. Boundaries is that one thing I'm working on. But, we can often feel mean or selfish. However, you're doing yourself a disservice if you're not establishing clear and respectable boundaries in your life. And as it's often led to a pattern of neglecting yourself in order to appease others or tolerating disrespect or harmful behaviors. Set boundaries so that you stop attracting people that are going to disrespect you. And that comes from self-love. The more that you're able to practice boundary setting in your life, the more people will treat you with the respect and kindness that you deserve. And those who are unable to abide by these boundaries may not be a conducive, healthy relationship in your life. And you might need and want to change those people. So boundaries. When you go to a restaurant, those boundaries. You either pay the $32 for the eggplant parmesan or you don't get the eggplant parmesan. It's that simple. Third, challenge your negative self-talk. I want to give you guys that, and a friend told me this the other day, to name that little voice inside your head. Name that little voice inside your head and challenge your negative self-talk. I actually, before I came on this live, I actually went to my coaching with my coach. I have my own coach. And we were talking about this. We were talking about this little voice inside my head. And she gave me an activity to do. And I want to share that with you. She said, whenever you hear this negative self-talk in your head, start to make fun of it. And go, nya, nya, boo, boo. And I said, that sounds so condescending. And she said, that's the point. She said, you're condescending this negative voice inside your head that is condescending you. And once you start to go, nya, nya, boo, boo, and you start to put this negative self-talk onto it. So, for example, mine was, I'm a mistake. I'm a mistake. I'm a mistake. I'm a mistake. You can't help but laugh at yourself and bring humor to this negative self-talk inside your head. And sometimes you just have to laugh at yourself. And once you go, no one loves me, no one loves me, no one loves me, you start to hear how ridiculous that is. And then you overpower that part of you that's saying, no one loves me, no one loves me, by going, I am loved. I am loved. Setting that boundary. Rewiring this negative self-talk. Our internal voice plays a significant role in how we see ourselves and others in the world. And everyone experiences negative self-talk from time to time, and it's natural. My negative self-talk always tells me, Gloria, she's always telling me that I'm unloved. Gloria's always telling me that I'm making a mess. Gloria's telling me I'm unwanted. That's my self-talk, my negative self-talk. But you have to challenge it. And what's important is being able to recognize and challenge that critical self-talk. And if you continue to let that inner critic thrive with no challenge or intervention, you will begin to believe these thoughts and treat them as a fact. So if I continue to listen to Gloria that tells me I'm unloved, I'm going to continue to attract unloving situations in my life where people are reflecting back at me, I'm unloved. So we have to challenge our own negative self-talk and say, no, I am loved. And start to find the objective truth of where you are loved. So to build and sustain a strong sense of self-value, it's important to be able to first identify when negative self-talk is occurring. So some, common forms of self-talk are personalizing, filtering, those kinds of things. So just start to challenge this negative self-talk. And last, another thing you can do to start to overcome this, negative, sense of self-worth is get a coach. I have a coach. I have a coach. I just got back from coaching. I coach and I have a coach. Because even as a coach, I don't have it all figured out. I don't have all of my shit together. I still have these little voices in my head that says I'm unworthy. I sat at my coaches today and I talked all about these, this contrast that I'm feeling in this current relationship I'm navigating, right? But I am seeking a coach because I want to be a better version of myself, because I value myself so much, because I have so much self-worth that I am willing to pay to gain more self-worth, to gain more value. Because when I'm paying value and I'm paying my coach for her worth that she's giving me, it makes me more valuable. It makes me more worthy. And it helps to make me realize that I'm not alone. It's been extremely beneficial for me to have a coach. And I recommend that all of you guys get a coach. And if you don't know who one is, I'm a coach. And you don't have to work with me, but I recommend you getting someone to coach you. And recognizing that you're not always going to be everyone's cup of tea. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I'm not everyone's coach. Right? I might be too woo-woo or too out there for someone. I might not be your coach. And that's okay. You might not be everyone's partner. You might not be everyone's friend. And that's okay. And that's knowing your sense of self-worth. That's knowing your own sense of value. So the last thing I want to do is I want on that piece of paper, I want you to write down, what are you worth? I want you to determine right now, right here, what are you worth? Not in money values, but what are you worth? So for me, for example, I am worthy of respect. I am worthy of attention. I am worthy of being loved. I am worthy of coming home and having rose petals sprinkled all over my house. I am worthy of being woken up in the middle of the night by being told, get up, I'm taking you to Hawaii. I'm worthy of going on a date at a nice restaurant and a man paying for me. I'm worthy of being kissed. I'm worthy of being hugged. How are you worthy? I want you to write down right now, how much are you worth? How much are you worth? And remember, you get to decide your worth. You get to decide your value. But someone else gets to decide if they're willing to pay the price. So I get to say, well, you know what? I'm worthy of having rose petals sprinkled all over my house, and I'm worthy of someone kissing me. I'm worthy of someone taking me to Hawaii. I get to decide that's my worth. But someone else, a man might come in and say, well, you know what? I'm not going to do that for you. I'm not going to sprinkle rose petals all over the house for you. I'm not going to take you to Hawaii. And he gets to decide if he's willing to pay the price for how much I'm worth. He gets to decide that. And him saying, no, I'm not going to sprinkle rose petals all over your house to make love to you, doesn't make him unworthy either. Because he has his own standards. And he gets to decide if the rose petals are worth his time or not. So don't allow, when you define your worth, if someone doesn't want to pay that price, someone will. The right person will always pay your price. So I want you to write down right now, how much are you worth? And I want you to write down at least 10 things. How much are you worth? I am worthy. I am worth respect. I am worth happiness. I am worth being taken out on dates. I'm worthy of foreplay before a man penetrates me. I'm worthy of, cuddles What are you worthy of? And know that you define your worth. And someone else, don't compare yourself to anyone else, because everyone else gets to define their worth too. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to do that. What are you worth? And put it in the chat. How much are you worth? Put it in the chat. How much are you worth? Let me know, how much are you worth? I want to hear one thing. And after you get done deciding and determining your worth, I want you to hang on to this piece of paper. I want you to hang on to this piece of paper and do not settle. Don't settle for anything less. If your eggplant parmesan is $32, then do not allow someone to pay $5 for your eggplant parmesan. Know your worth. Have confidence. Have high self-esteem. Know that someone, the right person, will always pay your worth. Don't compromise your value. So put in the chat, what are you worth? You are so worthy, and I'm so proud of you. Everyone who's watching this, I'm proud of you. Life is not always easy. But until we know our worth, no one else is going to know it. And we can't keep compromising ourselves. We cannot keep compromising our value and our worth, because it's literally indicating in the amount of money we make, in our health, in our relationships. Are you worth someone screaming at you? Are you worth being hit? Are you worth being cuddled? Are you worth being kissed? Are you worth that restaurant? Are you worth that vacation? You get to decide. And what one person is worthy of is not what you are. And just remember that you decide your worth. No one decides that for you. And someone gets to decide if they're willing to pay that price for you. But don't lower your price because people don't want to pay your price. The right person will always pay your price. Remember that. So thank you everyone for joining today on this workshop. Let me know in the comments below what other workshops you want. We're doing this every single Wednesday. We are doing another workshop every Wednesday. So let me know what kind of workshops you want. Let me know if this helped you. And if you guys are really ready to step into your own sense of self-worth and raise your self-esteem and let go of that negative voice inside your head that's just antagonizing you and condescending and putting you down, then get a coach. Book a one-on-one session with me and let's tackle this together. Let's be on the same team so that you can find your greatest sense of self-worth, find your greatest sense of values. So don't be afraid to reach out, guys. So just thank you for being you. Thank you for loving you. Thank you for determining your worth and your value. And just to tie everything together, the ways that you start to value yourself more is 1, stop comparing yourself to others. 2, set boundaries. 3, challenge that negative self-talk. 4, get a coach. And number 5, define your worth and don't settle. I hope everyone has a good night. I love you. Yay! Oh, Abby, yes, I am worthy of consistency and communication. Yes, I am worthy and I know it. Yes, yes, yes. You are worthy of consistency and communication. I love that. I'm writing that down. I'm stealing that from you, Abby. I'm not stealing it. I'm copying and pasting it. And I'll write that down. I am worthy of communication and consistency. I love that. I am worthy of safety. I am worthy of security. And recognize that when you are secure and stable and consistent with yourself, you know that you're not going to accept less from yourself, so you won't accept less than from the Lord. So if you want consistency, be consistent. Beautiful. All right, guys, I love you. I have a good night. Let me know if you need anything. And again, if you're interested in a one-on-one coaching session with me and you're ready to really tap into your sense of self-worth, then set up a one-on-one consultation with me below. I'll put that in the chat. I'm doing $5 coaching for the month of May. $5 for a coaching session with me. So check that out, because I know my worth, and I'm not going to ever lower my worth to that low again. But I also really want to meet people where they're at and help people. So I love you. Bye, guys.